Okay, now that number 1 is finished, it's time to break open number 2. And looks like we have our accessories pack and some good old-fashioned literature, which we're not going to need any of until later. Here is number 2. Go away, box. Put a little carburetor 2-inch spacer up there. Works perfectly for a mount. And there it is. Woo! Okay, once again, this time around, we're going to do the same exact thing, except we're going to do it with a little experience this time, so we'll be a little more sure about how things go. And might as well get started. Alright, just like the last time around, we're going to strip this air horn down to its basic essential. And down to its most bare essentials. And there's absolutely nothing on it but the casting itself and that name tag, which is riveted, so it stays. The first thing we're going to do is put in our new holes for the vents of the fuel bowls, here and here. Of course, we're going to do that from the inside. And we mark it to make sure we know what direction to go, because if you screw that up, you pretty much killed the whole horn, and being brand new, that'd be kind of expensive. And we basically start in this corner, so you have to be real careful about going into the metering rod bore there. And being that it's a corner, we like to start our drill in reverse. That way it goes over and kind of chips out a little bit of that place where it would jam in at. Now be really careful about these if you do any drilling on it for any reason at all, because I am again not suggesting that anyone does this. But if you do any drilling on these cases, this is a soft metal. I mean, they say it's aluminum, it's almost like a pot metal. So our next step is to get it into our one-of-a-kind vise and get these holes drilled. Now you can't buy these vices just anywhere. One other thing about being cautious about this is make sure that your drill bit doesn't have the spirals hit the side of the case as you go down, because you will cut a notch in this, and again, that would be very bad news. So we're in reverse. And we have a hole. Reverse. Number 2. We're using a 5/32 drill bit, just in case you want to know. Alright, just wiping off some of the marks here from the magic marker. I think that'll work. And as we've shown, we have our new holes drilled. And we are ready to install the accelerator pump gasket. Alright, let's drop our seal in, which fits perfectly. Put our spring here. And that guy is not going anywhere. Oakley dokley. We've loosened up our choke. We've got our card in place. We're actually just got it where we want to. We're going to take our ground wire, of course, thread it through one of our choke hold down screws, and we're going to put you in there and tighten everybody down. Tie your carburetor down, tie your carburetor down. Alright, with that, we can plug our ground wire in. An easy way to get these little spirals on here: just take your wire, wrap it around a small screwdriver real tight. Comes out a little spring. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to put our plug in the back. We've already put some Teflon tape on it. In you go. That's in there the way it should be. So now that our choke is set, we'll get rid of the card. We'll turn you around. And now we're going to set our AVS. So we will turn you until the flap closes. We'll get a finer screwdriver here. There we go. Till the flap closes. Then 1.5 turns. Lock it down. Now, this here is now a completed Edelbrock 800 modified. I don't know if this is a smart idea or not, but what's done is done. Hey, sweet. The thought of having a manifold vacuum port is really appealing to me. And of course, as I said, we're using our PCV. We're not going to use the vacuum advance for a distributor. So I thought maybe I'd pull it out and put a plug in it. And it came out. Yay! I thought I had somewhere plugs for these carburetors, and I probably do. And the opportune word is somewhere. So, but what I do have is a crap load of set screws. And I just got one that seems to work perfectly. So what I did is I actually ran it through one time and it threaded up the body. So now I just put some Teflon tape on it. And now I'm going to screw it in the hole. And that plug is permanent. Now I just need to do it to the second one. Now for this mod, we'll understand if you want to roll this back and forth a few times, just so you totally grasp what is happening here, because this is a super complicated Edelbrock addition to their marine carburetors, or what we should say, subtraction. Hold on. Hold on. And there it is. I'm sure someone was thinking that, what the hell are we beating on our new carburetors for? And I was thinking the same thing when I did it. But the reasoning behind it is we don't want any confusion in later years about where these carburetors are and what they're about. So we've gone ahead and X'd out our model number 1913 and replaced it with 1913M for modified. Alright, listen to me. Listen. Hit that like button down there. Do it now. Do it. And you better subscribe. Get over there and subscribe. Do it now. I thought I had somewhere carburetor plugs for the vents. Come on, plane. So our next step is to get it into our the first thing we're gonna so you have to be really careful about going into the meeting. I thought I had a crap load of, so you got to be very careful not to get into the metering rod.